love bringing these younger comedians. Like I told you, this really is the future of comedy, and I think he did a great job. Are you guys ready for another future comedian coming up? Right now, he's got a YouTube film, a short film called The Polish Boxer. That's funny. Ladies and gentlemen, a very, very great comedian. He just did the Lyric Theater with us. He's won a few contests with us. He's blowing up. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Garbowski!
How you doing? Do I know you? Oh, awesome. All right, cool. Anyways, yeah, I'm Polish. My father's here tonight. He's a Polak. He's a stupid Polak. And it's funny because he's a Polak and he married my mom, who's a Jew, you know? So they raised us kind of like mixed, you know? It was both Jewish and Catholic, you know? But I got the Polish. I got the worst of both, you know? Like, I loved playing with a calculator, but I would just put it in my mouth. You know, I don't know, we got like both of the cultures, and my mom sent me to a Jewish sleepaway camp, you know, and I had to try and blend in, you know, looking like what I look like, you know, it's like reverse Germany, you know, I was trying to fit in. It's just, you know, I was like a tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid, you know, and growing up, everyone told me, I think Hitler would have liked you. Which I think is a crazy thing to say to a 6-year-old, you know? That the most evil man in the world would have liked you, you know? So after a point I started going, I think I would have liked Hitler. It's not because I agreed with his policies or anything, but I didn't have any friends, so hearing this guy would have liked me. I don't know, give it a shot. Whatever, no, I did go to this Jewish camp, you know, and they sniffed me out quick. They didn't think I was really Jewish, you know. They handed me a calculator, and I put it in my mouth. And no, they were. I was like Superman to them, you know, because I could like jump, not even high, but I could jump. And these kids were amazed. I don't know. Yeah, I did go to a Jewish sleepaway camp, but yeah. I also got my circumcision from a rabbi. You guys know that some really Orthodox rabbis will, after the circumcision, they'll lick the blood off of the baby's penis after they do that? You heard about that? Yeah. Yeah. So I'm getting my rabbi certification. Kidding. That's a real thing. You know, my penis was licked by the rabbi, and Rabbi Brian, you know, and nowadays, you know, girls will try to give me, you know, a head, and I'm like, stop, you know, it's never as good as your first time, you know? Rabbi Brian, I have a Muslim friend, and he married this Jewish girl, and he was converting into her religion, you know, so he had to get his cut, right? So I referred him to Rabbi Brian, you know, I gave him a warning. I was like, he is a licker. Anyways, you know, we get to the circumcision, the brisk, you know, and Rabbi Brian, he brisks it, and he doesn't lick it. And I say, so, Rabbi Brian, you have to lick that, you know, and he starts stuttering, sweating. He's like, oh, you know, well, because it's an adult, you know, I don't really have to, you know. I'm like, Rabbi, you licked mine when I was a baby. You're going to lick that penis, you know? Rabbi's like, well, I don't really think, you know, and I take his head. I'm like, you suck that fucking cock, Rabbi, you suck that. No more breasts. Alright, we got a little derailed there. We're still having fun though, right? Yeah? Alright. But the Catholic part of me, you know, we grew up religious, you know, and we weren't allowed to play with Pokemon cards because they were the devil. I think we were just told that because we were poor and they didn't want to buy them. You know, anything they didn't want to buy was the devil. But since we didn't have Pokemon cards, we had to get creative. You know, and we lived really close to a funeral parlor. So anytime there was a death, me and my brother, we'd go to the funeral parlor and we'd collect the obituary cards they hand out when people die. And we would take these home and play with them like they were Pokemon cards. You know, like my brother, he'd throw down his 98-year-old Mary McDonald. And I'd throw down my rookie card of 11-year-old Timmy with cancer. And my card would beat his because I had like 10 plus radiation points. One time we were playing and he threw down the obituary card of our grandma. And I threw down the obituary card of our grandpa. And he tried to tell me his card beat mine. I said I watched them fight and he beat the shit out of her. I win. I told this story once actually, and afterwards this guy came up to me and he pulled out his son's obituary card because I didn't find that funny. My son died, and I was like, I'm really sorry. I don't know what to say. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I would love to add that to my collection. He didn't find that funny either. I don't know. Yeah. Our game got so popular though. We had like 30 kids in the neighborhood showing up to a grown man's funeral we didn't know. And people were like, was this guy a youth baseball coach or a friend of Epstein's, What's going on? Woo, what are you wooing for Epstein? It's a Clinton, I don't know. All right. No? Okay. No, me neither. Anyways, the priest, Father Collins. You got Rabbi Brian, you got Father Collins. All right, Father Collins. He caught on to what we were doing, and he was like, all right, you kids, you can take the cards, but you have to pray for their soul. There's this prayer of the departed. And as a kid, I just never got that. It's like you get 30 people to pray for you, and God will let you into heaven. And if you don't, you go to hell. What, does God run a pyramid scheme or something? I don't know. He didn't like us questioning too much, But they say all dogs go to heaven. Do you agree with that? Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You think the dogs they used in the civil rights movement are in heaven right now? Yeah. You can answer, I don't know. No wrong answer. I don't know. I just don't think there's a lot of German shepherds up there, that's all. I don't know, when our dog died, and my mom goes, I know she's watching over us right now. I said, the dog didn't even listen when it was alive. You think it's staying up there? They also say dogs pick up traits of their owners. So if you like to exercise, your dog will like to exercise. If you have anxiety, your dog will have anxiety. I was watching Father Collins' dog. All that little fucker did was hum kids in the neighborhood. He called me up. He's like, hey, can you watch my dog? I'm going away. I called him back up. I was like, hey, where are you going? He was going to prison. Usually they just move them around like they're on world tour or something. City. All right, moving on. You can move it in a car. That's something. I have a car. Is that relatable? Yeah. I have a Jeep. I don't know if you guys know this. There's something called the Jeep Wave, where everyone with a Jeep waves to each other. Don't fucking wave to me, please. I don't know you, I could be waving to a racist or a pedophile or a Mormon, just because we have the same car. I don't know you, And it's the last group of people to identify themselves with a wave. The Elon, the Tesla drivers, yeah, called it. Yeah, no, Nazis. No, it's the only car that does it, right? You don't see everyone with a Ford Bronco doing the OJ stab as they pass each other. They got the little rubber ducks too. They duck each other's car. I don't have those, because when the police pull me over, I don't want to be the guy with children's bath toys in his car. No, officer, please, it's a thing. You wouldn't get it. Yeah, I don't get it, he says. I don't know. Your cars need gas. And what's the deal with Wawa? Who let a baby name a gas station? Come on. Something for everyone, you know, something, a variety show. I got all types of jokes. What else is going on? I'll tell you about some of my hobbies. I do, you might not believe this, I do MMA. You know, yeah, people don't believe me, you know, because I look like Ellen DeGeneres on testosterone. Not even like a lot of testosterone, just like a little, you know. But yeah, I do that. There's no more jokes there.
Flower shop.
Flower shop? What does that mean? I don't know who you are. That's my boss. Oh man, I'm fired. You know, I should be fired because I haven't told them this, but there's a stalker who calls in every day, and he has me deliver these flowers to this girl he stalks, and I don't say anything because he tips very well. You know, so he calls up and he's like, "Did she get him?" I'm like, "Dude, she loved him." Yeah. A couple weeks later, I saw her on the news. I think he killed her. Yeah. Not every story has a happy ending. What else? You know, to do MMA, you need to go to the gym. Does anybody go into the gym in here? You guys work out? Yeah. I don't like going to the gym. I don't know if you've been to the gym recently. You see though these guys with these like T-shirts, you know, with these stupid slogans, you know, like "Be strong" or "I'm hard" or. My least favorite shirt is "Nobody's here to save you." That's what this guy's shirt said, you know. So when the barbell dropped on his neck, you know, and he was looking at me, so read your shirt, pal. No, it looked way too heavy to lift up, and I don't want to embarrass myself. You know, you also see these cutoffs. They got these cutoff shirts, you know, with these guys have their nipples hanging out. It looks like they're practically breastfeeding the machines, you know. And I'll look and I'll make eye contact with his nipple, and he's looking at me, and I don't know what to do, so I show him my nipples, you know. And he beats me up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I saw that. It was one time I saw this war hero in the gym, and I knew he was a war hero because he was missing a leg. So, expecting to hear a cool war story, I went up to him. I said, "How'd you lose your leg?" He said, "Diabetes." I said, "I don't remember that war, but thank you for your service." You see a lot of tattoos in the gym. Does anybody have tattoos? I think tattoos are fucking stupid. I'm sorry. It's in most cases, you know, you can get a T-shirt that says the same exact thing. Like I saw this guy with a Star Wars tattoo, and I love Star Wars as much as the next virgin, you know. But I just got a couple of shirts, you know. I started. My eyes wander in the gym, you know, and I saw this nice kind of, you know, ass and leggings, and I was like, "Ooh, why?" Because it was a dude, and I don't know if I'm getting gayer or are gay butts getting better, right? All right, maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe it's a new workout regimen, you know, like the pounding that makes them more feminine. I don't know. Okay, whatever. I don't know. I moved in with a gay guy. We were roommates. And when we moved in, my dad said, "You better watch out, that gay thing's gonna rub off on you." Like, that's no way to talk about him. He wouldn't do that. But, maybe I am getting gay. I noticed that anytime someone says, "Get a load of this guy," I open my mouth. Yeah. People in Florida aren't too happy with the gays. You know, they got their own month. They got the gay month. And I think what they should do is they should rebrand. They should stop spelling it, LGBTQ, and start saying it, the Jibitiqua. You know? I'm not even gay, but I'd wear a fishnet crop top to say I'm part of Legibitiqua. Hell, I'd suck my... no. Too far. Yeah, too far. Turn it back. Alright, we're pulling it. We'll reel it back. For you, what's your name? I don't really care, I just forgot my next joke. It's that MMA, you know, you just concussions. I don't know. Alright. Where were we? Gays. Oh, yeah. I don't think you'll get the gays on board with not spelling it. You know, the gays love spelling. You ever a gay guy like start spelling at you when they get angry? My roommate, you know, he'll be like, "You a B-I-T-C-H." I'm like, dude, I know how to spell bitch. Just call me it, please. Biatch? Yeah, that's how they say it. That's good. You know a lot of gay people? Just that guy? Yeah, I like your shirt. There's nothing wrong with it. Me and you, we'll get a load later. Alright. Hey, what's going on? No, women are hard to talk to. I don't really get... I was set up on this blind date, you know, and going into it, I thought I should have some excuses to get out of there in case it went awful. You know, so the two excuses I came up with were my sister is going into labor and my dog got hit by a bus. I felt like these were both good excuses to get me out of there, you know? So we're 5 minutes into the date and she's showing me pictures of her cats dressed up as the Jackson 5, you know? I'm like, I gotta get out of here, you know? So I pretend to get a notification on my phone and I'm like, oh my God, my sister got hit by a bus. And I realize I messed up when she starts crying, and I'm like, I gotta change it. My dog's going into labor. And her face changes. She goes, well, why would you need to leave for that? My back's against the wall, so I'm like, because I might be the father. I don't think I am, but just in case, I should be there. Yeah. She looked at me like I was the animal abuser. Dressed up. Whatever. What's worse, you know? Dog in a sweater, fuck. Alright, never mind. Father comments, how we doing? Rabbi Brian, callbacks are funny. I wish I had more of those. We don't have any more. Well, maybe one. I don't know. Anybody, let's go. Crowd work? Nah, I can't do that. I'm not that good. Just finished with this match. Alright, I was at a bar, and, you guys go to bars? Yeah, that's cool. I was at a bar, and I was talking to this girl. You know, it's going along real well. I'm almost at the point where I'd put the roofie in. I don't have enough money to roofie. I had the Sleepy Time tea bag. Every time she'd look away. Don't roofie women. No, we're getting along. We're you know, everything's going good. And then this old guy, you know, like 40. This 50-year-old. This freaking 70-year-old comes out of nowhere. You know? And he's like, this guy doesn't know how to have sex with you. This guy doesn't know how to treat a lady. And when someone insults you, and it's true, there's not much you could say besides like, hey, or nah. So he's like, this guy doesn't know how to have sex with you. I'm like, hey, nah. Anyways, you know, he starts flashing his money and buying her drinks, and he steals her from me. Gold digging bitch. That's not the point. You know, I was like, what is she thinking? Like, yeah, this guy wouldn't make her pay for the drinks, and yeah, he wouldn't make her pay for the Uber home, and yeah, the sex is probably better. But maybe she did make the right decision. That's not the point. The point is that this guy stole my girl, you know? So I said, I gotta get him back. And every guy in here knows the best way to get another guy back is to...
Fuck his mom.
Fuck his mom, you said it. So I said, I'm gonna screw this guy's mom, you know? So I find out who he is, you know, and I'm doing all this hard work. I find out who his mom is, you know, and I did it. I fucked his mom. You could clap. Yeah, thank you. But boy, was it hard work. Does anybody know how hard it is to dig up a grave that's been buried for 20 years? She was dead. Yeah. It was nice though. Someone left the obituary card right on that gravestone. I took that and I'm gonna get out of here, guys. Thank you. Thank you.